Hi, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and I want to welcome you to the new and improved Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways podcast. After many years of interviewing the best and brightest thought leaders around the world on my SiriusXM show, I am excited to now have those interviews available to people around the globe on this podcast. So many people would write us and say, I love what I've been hearing about your interviews with these great people. Where can I access them? I live in this country or that country, or I don't have access to that technology. How can I get the information? Well, I'm so excited now that we are able to offer the information and the interviews free on this podcast. So we want you to sit back and enjoy this message and let me know how you like them. And then do me a favor. If you like them, send a review, write a review and post it. And if you like it, hit like on here and share it and tell everybody you know about it, and then subscribe to this podcast so you'll get the alerts when we post a new interview episode. Thank you for listening and enjoy the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways podcast.
Named one of the outstanding 5 speakers in the world.
Inducted into the Speaker Hall of Fame.
Award-winning singer.
Best-selling author.
And now, here's Willie Jolley.
Well, it's another great day. This is Dr. Willie Jolley, and yes, I have only just a minute, only 60 seconds in it, forced upon me. I can't refuse it. I didn't seek it. I didn't choose it, but it's up to me to use it. I must suffer if I lose it, give account if I abuse it. It's just a tiny little minute, but our eternities are wrapped up in it. Well, greetings to everybody who's listening across America, and now I've been told around the world, who listen to this broadcast, this podcast, this message, wherever you might get it, on radio, on podcast, or internet, whatever way you get this message. I want to thank you for taking time out to listen. I tell you one thing in advance: this show today is going to encourage, inspire, uplift, and bless you. So we take a moment to thank you for that. Now, I start with that only takes a minute, that we only have 60 seconds in it. Forced upon us, we can't refuse it. We didn't seek it. We didn't choose it, but it's up to us to use it. We must suffer if we lose it, give account if we abuse it. It's just a tiny little minute, but our eternities are wrapped up in it. I start with that because that is my ID. That's my brand. And it was not something I wrote. I adopted it from Dr. Benjamin Mays, who was Martin Luther King Jr.'s mentor. And Dr. Mays became a mentor from afar to me. He was dead by the time I learned about him, but I read everything he had written. I listened to everything he had recorded, and I became a mentee from afar. And his thinking and his influence has been profound in my life. So I started sharing that minute many years ago. And now people know me by that minute and by my messaging that it is important to take and make the most of every minute. And also, it's called God's Minute. And I take a moment at the beginning of every show to give God some glory, to give God some praise. I know everybody doesn't believe like I believe, and I'm not trying to convert you. I'm just trying to let you know and let everybody know that I'm grateful. I'm a man who is grateful for life and strength and health, and I don't take it for granted. So I'm grateful for all God has blessed me with, and I want to just take a moment to thank him. Now, that said, it's time for me to also thank you. Thank you for your sharing this message with your friends. This has become the #1 motivational show on this network and one of the top podcasts because of you. You sharing it, passing it on, sharing it with your friends, putting it on social media, saying, you got to hear this. You got to hear this. And that has made this a impactful message to many people globally. So I want to thank you, and I encourage you, please continue to do that. That makes a difference, and I want to thank you for coming up to me in airports and and in malls and restaurants saying, "Hey, I listened to you on the radio, and I listened to your podcast. It's changed my life." And some tell me stories. Send me an email, would you? Send me an email at info@williejolly.com. Let me know some of your successes, some of your achievements, and some of the things that have happened as a result of your being inspired by my guests on this show. I am grateful for that. Now, I want to take a moment to shout out our sponsor. Our sponsor for this show is jollygoodnews.org. JOLLEY goodnews.org. I'm honored to be a part of Jolly Good News, where we are making a commitment as a nonprofit to make a difference in the lives of people who are in prison. We're trying to put books into prison, so we're raising money for that, to put books beyond bars, so people who are in prison will come out different than they went in, and we want to change their thinking so they'll never go back. Then we want to put my PBS special for young people in school, so they will be inspired and be encouraged and uplifted and never go to prison in the first place. And then we want to inspire everybody to win more. Through faith-driven principles that will tell them you can believe it, you can achieve it, that all things are possible for those who believe, and that you were designed, engineered, and created to achieve something massive and exciting with your life. So go to jollygoodnews.org. Look at some of the videos. Listen to some of the messages. And if you want to be a partner with us in this and join our community, join in. And if you want to make a donation, feel free to do so. All right. My guest today is an old friend. We actually met many years ago. He's been on this show some years ago with his former book, which we'll talk briefly about. But he is a dynamo. He is a dynamo. This guy, let me tell you his story. He was labeled learning disability with speech deficiencies in the second grade. He struggled through public school and went on to college and graduated with a 2.6 GPA. He was not, doing great in educational efforts, but he was full of grit and determination. After college, he jumped into the sales industry with the least barrier to entry, which was real estate. In his first year, he struggled and almost quit, making a little over $13,000 in commissions. Yet, that grit kicked in. And he said, nope, this thing is not going to conquer me. I'm going to conquer it. And boy, did he conquer it. He went on to become the #1 agent in the world for Remax and Keller Williams. He went on to become a real estate investor all over the country. He's been a top agent, a broker, an investor in both real estate, that is residential and commercial. And he has sold over $1 billion in real estate, including over 500 homes in 1 year. And one day, he set a record 14 homes in one single day. He is an author. He has a book that has been on this show that talks about 6 lessons for 7 figures. He'll tell you more about that book, 6 steps to 7 figures, as well as he now has a new book. He is a go-getter. He's a make-it-happen guy, the one and only Pat Hiban. Pat, are you there?
Willie, what's going on, buddy? Man, it is good to be back.
Man, I got my man Pat Hiban on, and he is full of life all the time. Well, I gave him the thumbnail sketch and thumbnail point about who you were. Tell us a little more about where you come from and a little bit about your background and maybe a little bit about that first book.
Yeah, absolutely, Willie. Well, it's good to be here. I grew up outside of Baltimore and in Maryland, and as you said, you pretty much said my bio, but, one of the things I did that I like to encourage people to do and inspire them to do is not just work for money, but save money and invest it wisely so you don't always have to work as hard anymore.
Right.
And that's what I did successfully, and now I own about 47 different lines of income that paid me sideways so that I don't have to have one single line of income that I have to trade time for money for. So to
Right.
speak. And that's kind of what led me on a journey to surround myself with other people who had similar thoughts about, living and being paid by passive income rather than vertical income. And it went on to help me form and create my new book, which is Tribe of Millionaires, which is talking about that.
Wow,
So,
we gotta hear that. Now, real quick, your first book was 6 Steps to 7 Figures. Tell me a couple of
sir.
those steps, just so people can and folks, I think you can get his earlier interview on a podcast, but just give me a couple of those, Pat.
Yeah, absolutely. So, the first step that I love to talk about, right, is, people will always set big goals, and they never really try to set the little goals that will make that big goal. And I'll give you an example, Willie. It's like they'll say, I want to be a millionaire, but they can't save $10 in the bank account.
Right.
So the little goal to that would be save $10 a day. Right? And so the first step is affirm, which basically means you set the goal, say, I want to be a millionaire, and then you set a smaller goal, which is I save $10 a day, and then you plant that in your subconscious mind over and over again, every single day. I save $10 a day. I save $10 a day. And here's the thing, Willie. If you say I save $10 a day every day for 3 years, do you think it's going to be possible that you're going to not save $10 a day?
Wow. That's right. You
it's
affirmed it. You affirmed it. You affirmed it. That's right.
You got to do it, because if you don't, you're a false prophet, and you'll basically stop affirming. You basically will quit.
Right.
One of two things will happen. You either A, quit, or B, you'll save the money. So,
Right.
So that's the first step. And then the second step, is track, which is, keep track of what you're doing. They say, that which is measured expands.
Wow. Wow.
So, you got to write it down. There's a reason why Weight Watchers work so well.
That's
And that
right.
reason is because you show up and you step on a scale. And then in addition to that, you write down everything you put in your mouth. So, it's got to work.
Right.
Like, what happens, Willie, when somebody goes on Weight Watchers and loses 20 pounds in 3 months, and then they stop showing up and stepping on the scale and stop writing down what they ate? What do you think happens?
That weight comes back. That weight comes back.
Exactly. So it's a matter of, if you track, you succeed. If you don't track, you fail. That's it.
Wow, those affirm and track. Oh man, this is good stuff. I've always been impressed and inspired when I'm around Pat. We did an event together at a real estate group, and I was clued in, cued in, taking notes like a little wild man, and I've always been inspired by his story, that he didn't start with a silver spoon in his mouth. He developed the skill sets and the determination to make it happen. And that's why I want him to be on today with this new book that he talks about how this can translate in your life. And you can do just the same kind of thing that he did to be able to have these multiple streams of income, so that you can get a house in the beach down there where he lives in South Carolina, or one in Maryland where he lives in Maryland, and enjoy the fullness of life. Well, we know that we got to take a quick break. Now, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come right back. We've got more. We got to tell you about this new book that's going to really blow your mind. This is going to be something you want to take a pen and a pencil, a pad, your iPhone, your iPad, whatever you got, because you want to capture this information. So stay tuned. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Way Show. And for sure, your best is yet to come. We'll be right back.
Afraid of flying, I always get my dreams on the ground. Life had enough ups and downs, but Lord, since I met you, all that's changed in the blink of an eye.
Hi, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and I have a question for you. Have you ever wondered why some people can make $1 million, lose it, make a second million, lose that, then make a third million, while other people can't even make ends meet? Well, the reason is that those people know the recipe for success. And that recipe is available to everyone if you will do what they did. They made a habit of getting positive, motivational resources of great thinkers and great learners. And I want to offer those same kind of resources to you. We've developed a free page on my website. It's wjspeaks.com/gift. wjspeaks.com/gift. On that site, we've got resources, books, audios that help you to grow, and they're free. So go to wjspeaks.com/gift, wjspeaks.com/gift, and get some of those resources, and then share that page with your friends and your family members. We want to impact and inspire millions of people. And remember, if you enjoy this message on this podcast, like it, share it, and post a review about it, and make a difference in the lives of others by letting them know about it. Have a great day. This is Dr. Willie Jolley.
A to the D to the T to the I to the T to the U to the D to the E. A to the D to the T to the I to the T to the U to the D to the E. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's all about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude.
And we're back. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways Show, and I hope you are ready for some great information. For those who are just joining us, my special guest today is the one and only Pat Hiban. Now, he's been on my show before when he did a great interview, a powerful interview on his first book, The 6 Steps to 7 Figures. Now he has a new book, and this new book is out of sight. It's out of sight. It is awesome, and I want y'all to hear about this book. Now, Pat is a entrepreneur extraordinaire. He also is a real estate superstar. He has been one of the top realtors in the world, and now he has real estate investments all over the country, and he has made a very successful and substantial income from that. But he has a new book that is tremendous. It's called Tribe of Millionaires, and it's a book that is a parable, and I want him to tell you more about the story about where this came from and how this came to be. So, Pat, thank you for being here, and tell us about this Tribe of Millionaires.
Yes, sir, Willie. So, Tribe of Millionaires. So, the story is about a young man. His name is Ethan Martinez. And what happens with Ethan is he has a falling out with his father, and he doesn't talk to him for 20 years. And then when his father dies, of course, he goes to the funeral. And in his mind, he thinks that his dad is a deadbeat. They left on bad terms, obviously. And he is shocked when he gets to the funeral because the 6 pallbearers at the funeral carrying his father's coffin are all billionaires and multimillionaires. They're driving up in limousines. They're very healthy, and they really have their act together in life. And he thinks to himself, how did my father know on such a deep level individuals like this? And lo and behold, at the end of the funeral, one of the pallbearers comes up to him and says, your father asked me to go over this state with you, but and he wants me to go over it with you on a private island with the 5 other pallbearers. And and so Ethan agrees to go with them. He flies on a private jet.
Oh, let me make sure. They tell him the father told us he has an estate, and
Yeah.
and this estate is something that we want to share, but we got to do it in the way he asked us to do it, which is take you to a private island, fly you to a private island where we spend a week with you. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right,
Correct.
go ahead. Okay.
And then over that week, they unveil 6 lessons, 6 effects that they say, and these effects are what happen automatically, like not consciously. They happen. They just happen by osmosis when you surround yourself with successful people. And you watch as Ethan begins to change just in that week, being surrounded by 6 multimillionaires and billionaires. And then they go on to explain that if you continue to surround yourself by people like us, you will continue to have growth and you'll continue to do well in all of your endeavors. So, and throughout the book, then we go through the six effects that happen.
Wow. Now, you know what, folks? He's tracking here on something maybe you've heard me say before here on this show, that you've got to make a commitment to hang out with OQP, as Les Brown says, only quality people. I say you have to be careful who you hang out with, because who you hang out with is who you will become, good or bad. If you hang out with 9 winners, you tend to become a winner. But if you tend to hang out with 9 losers, you're going to be number 10. You're going to be number 10 in the losing stratosphere. So what we want to do is tell people how you can do it. This is so profound. It's a parable. Again, what made you write this book?
I found this in my own life. I started surrounding myself with other successful individuals, and I started traveling and doing some trips with 2 or 3 of these guys. And together, we tended to have people who wanted to go on trips with us, wanted to go hiking with us, wanted to go fishing, wanted to just hang out with us and talk about goals. And then it came a time where we said, we should start charging for this. So we created a company called GoBundance, which is a mastermind for men.
GoBundance.
Yes, sir. GoBundance.
GoBundance.
And we have 225 members, and we all get together on a regular basis and set goals and basically allow these millionaire effects to take place. And it was through these experiences of the last 5 or 6 years of having 225 millionaires come together and creating these effects that we wanted to write this book so that the masses could understand the phenomena that takes place when you do this.
Wow, that is profound. That's powerful. That is powerful when a group of millionaires get together, and out of that comes the idea to teach others to become millionaires. This is profound, folks, because how many of you want to grow your wealth, okay? Then you want to be around people who are wealth-minded, wealth-conscious, and wealth-focused. And we got this show. It's the Wealthy Ways Show, Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways Show, for a reason, to help you grow your wealth and grow your success and grow your families, your finances, and your focus. Wow. So, all right, so you got this book. And now it's called The Tribe of Millionaires. Man, this is awesome. I love this. Okay, so let's see. So it's not just about what's missing in your life. It's about who is missing in your life. That could be the game changer, can it?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's all about who. It starts with the who, right? If you want to get to the what, you got to start with the who. And it's always about the who.
It's about the who, the people who influence you. Charlie Tremendous Jones, the great speaker who was one of the first big national motivational speakers back in the 50s, used to say, in 5 years, you'll be the same person who you are today, except for 2 things. The people you meet who inspire you, and the books you read that empower you. So you can get your who from people you meet firsthand, or your who from books and resources that will inspire you. Okay, so then you got the people you meet that change you. So there were 6 key takeaways of the Go Abundance group. And we're going to focus on them little by little and one by one so people can start to have some impacting in what they're doing and how they're doing it and what's going on. So, Pat, why don't you tell me the first of the 6 effects of Go Abundance?
Sure. The first effect is the influence effect. And basically the influence effect, just as your destiny is shaped by those around you. It truly is, right? It is all about those around. Your future is determined by those around you.
So who, again, goes who you hang around with, who you become. So that's why you've got to find OQP, only quality people. That makes a lot of sense. The influence. Who's influencing you? You know, we've got, back when I was working in the school system many years ago, we had a thing called peer counseling, that peers would have more influence on other peers, young people. That's why we started a program called Positive Images, where we created programs for young people led by young people. So that's what you're saying there, isn't it?
Yes. Basically, you can't help it. It just happens.
All right. So then there's another. So the next one is the multiplier effect. What's that about?
Yes. So the right group of people compounds your effort. And what this means is, you know, in Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich, right, he says 1 + 1 = 3. And what he meant by that is not 2. It's because when you put 2 brains together, you create a third brain that comes up with ideas and understands things on a higher level. And so the more brains you put together, the more it compounds. We have a saying in the book that says, the wrong tribe confounds. The wrong tribe confounds, which means confuses, right? The right tribe compounds.
I love that. Ooh, that is great. The wrong tribe confounds, but the right tribe compounds. Oh, that's good, Pat. That's good. That is good. Now, many people, I was speaking just yesterday in Hampton Roads, and I asked the group, how many of you have read the book and Think and Grow Rich? And only a few of the hands in this company, this organization, a well-known big corporate group, had read Think and Grow Rich. And I told them how Think and Grow Rich has created more millionaires than any other book other than the Bible. And so I told them that you've got to make a commitment to read that book. And I told them about Joe Dudley, the great hair care entrepreneur, Dudley Hair Care Products, who has become a multimillionaire. He said he was broke. But he got a copy of Think and Grow Rich. Someone was able to help him get a copy of Think and Grow Rich. He read it not once. He read it 100 times first. And over his life, he's now in his 80s. He said, I've read it 300 times. The first 100 times, he said, made me rich. The second 100 times, I used to help me stay rich. And the third 100 times was for insurance. So look, everybody who's listening, I want to bless you. You're part of our community. You're part of our tribe, our family here. I want to give you a digital copy of the book, Think and Grow Rich, is my gift to you. I was one of the 53 thought leaders who was on the Napoleon Hill Foundation program to celebrate his 50th anniversary of writing that book some years ago. I want to give you a copy of the book. Go to wjspeaks.com/gift. wjspeaks.com/gift. Put in your email and you can get access to a digital copy of Think and Grow Rich as my gift to you. So we want you to do that. We're going to take a quick break for station identification. We're going to come back. He's got more of these key takeaways from this book, The Tribe of Millionaires, that's going to impact your thinking and impact your future. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways Show. We'll be right back. Hi, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and I got an email from a gentleman in Australia who shared how he had been struggling in his business, and he bought some of my books and audios, and how it had a profound impact on his business, and he went from worst to first in his company. I shared with him how much I appreciated his note, but I told him those books, those audios, those videos were not just something that I just thought up one day and thought to write. They were born out of my experiences, out of the challenges of overcoming the problems and the difficulties and how I was able to do it. And I shared with him that others have sent similar messages and that these resources work. I want to encourage you and invite you to go to my store. Go to wjspeaks.com/shop. wjspeaks.com/shop. Get some of the books. It only takes a minute to change your life. Or a setback is a setup for a comeback. Or turn setbacks into greenbacks. Or chicken soup for the soul. Or an attitude of excellence. Or the book I wrote with my wife after 34 years of being married and not having an argument in over 30 years. We wrote a book called Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last. And now it is saving marriages all over the globe. Go to the store. Get some of the audios, the videos, the books, the resources to help you have greater personal and professional success. This is Dr. Willie Jolley. Make this a great day on purpose. And we're back. Dr. Willie Jolley. My special guest is real estate icon, just one of the well-known great achievers in the real estate industry, multi-million-dollar achiever, $1 billion of sales over his career. He's done incredibly well all around the country and around the world. People know of Pat Hiban. If you're a realtor, you know about Pat Hiban. Well, he now has a new book, The Tribe of Millionaires. It's a parable where these gentlemen take the son of a man, his son and he were estranged, and his son thought the dad was a deadbeat, but the dad had changed from the time the son had last seen him. And at his funeral, his pallbearers were these well-known billionaires and multimillionaires. And they said, your dad left an estate for you and wants us to help you to learn some things. And we're going to fly you to an island for a week, and we're going to teach you. And so is that a synopsis of it, Pat?
Yes.
All
Yes,
right.
it is. Yeah,
All right.
that's a perfect synopsis.
All right, so then you got the influence effect. Your destiny is shaped by those around you. The multiplier effect, the right people, a right group of people can compound your efforts, while the wrong ones can confound your efforts. And then there's the accountability effect. What's that about?
So we like to say accountability is the world's most powerful force, right? It's the way that you are going to do what you say you're going to do, and that you're going to move forward in life is through accountability.
That's the
right?
world's most powerful force. Most powerful force. There you go.
Every great person, no matter how great they are, has massive amounts of accountability. You take Tiger Woods. I mean, he is training. He has 4 or 5 people following him around, making sure every little thing he does in practice is right.
Right.
Still to this day, right? You wouldn't say, oh, yeah, I'm the greatest golfer in the world. I don't need anything anymore. I don't need accountability. I don't need coaching. No. Accountability is the world's most powerful force, and Tiger understands that. And it's the same thing with us. The more you are held accountable to other people around you, the better you're going to do. The more people you tell, I'm on a diet, please be conscious of that, the less you're going to eat bad. If you're an alcoholic and you tell everybody, hey, please do not drink around me and please hold me accountable. If you see me in a stressful situation, please pull me out of that and take me for a walk, the better you're going to be, right? So accountability is huge, and most people live their lives with little or no accountability.
Wow, you're right. We found that people who have accountability groups or accountability partners, whether it's losing weight, whether it's creating more revenues, whether it's staying married. Many times, my wife and I have a book, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last. And it's a very popular marriage book. And now it's just going boom, bam, all over the world. It's just blowing our mind. We keep getting orders for this book. We do Facebook Live on Monday night at 9 o'clock. And people call Happily Married Monday with the Jollies. But the reason that we are talking to people is because when we were struggling, we've been married 35 years, but over 32 years ago, we were struggling. We haven't had an argument in 32 years, but those first few years, we're struggling. But we got some mentors, marriage mentors who kept us accountable, who said, hey, are you having a date night? Are you holding hands? Are you thinking before you say anything? Little things that made a big difference. It can help your money. It can help your weight. It can help your health. It can help your marriage. Accountability will help you in every part of your life. This is powerful info. Real quick, before we go any further, I want people to know where they can get the book, Pat. Where can they get the book?
Well, yeah, great question, and thank you. We are giving away a free copy of this at tribeofmillionaires.com. That's tribeofmillionaires.com. All you got to do is pay the shipping. You could go on Amazon. You could get it for $19.99, but you might as well get it for free by going to tribeofmillionaires.com. $7 shipping. Get it sent to you. A hard copy. You can underline stuff, highlight stuff. That's what I'm going to do for all the guests here today.
Wow.
Give them that.
Wow. Now, folks, you see, I bring the best folks. But then you know what I found out, folks, and Pat, you'll agree with this. The people who are the greatest success stories are always the greatest givers, too. I found they always want to give people more because they've learned that there's a principle. Life is about principles. And if you use the principles, it will impact every part of your life. There's a principle that the more you give out to people, the more you're gracious and giver, the more stuff comes back to you. It just comes back to you in places you don't expect. So that's why Pat is a giver. Go to, what's that address again they can get it at?
tribeofmillionaires.com.
All right, great. Go get that, folks. Get the free copy, and you pay for shipping, and that's a great deal. Now, you got the influence effect. Your destiny is shaped by those around you. The multiplier effect. The right group of people compounds your efforts. The accountability effect. Responsibility to others is the world's most powerful force. Then you got the authenticity effect. What's that about?
Well, the authenticity effect is one of my favorite ones because what we find is when you're sharing your soul with somebody because you're trying to improve yourself, you get connected to them and they get connected to you. And it makes you more authentic. It snowballs, and you show your true self. And so when you surround yourself with other people like Ethan did on this island, he learned deep things about these people. They shared things about their marriage struggles, about their financial struggles, their health struggles. And he began to share those same struggles with them really easily because of the authenticity effect. It just happens.
Wow. It happens when you're authentic and you tell people the truth and you tell them your struggles. One of the most powerful things I have to share this is when I got started speaking, I went to a seminar. I was trying to learn how to grow my business, and it was a success seminar. I was just an attendee sitting in the front row taking notes, and there were a number of speakers. The first speaker came out and talked about how great everything was in his life. His family was great, his wife was great, his kids were great, his money was great, his house was great, and everything was perfect. And I'm writing notes. I want to have that same kind of perfect light. And so I wrote all these notes. The next guy came out, and he talked about the struggles. He talked about how he had struggled to build his business, how he had struggled to pay his bills. And he told a story about his lights being cut off and his 3 little girls coming up to him and saying, "Daddy, why the lights out?" And he said, "We're going to play hide and go seek. Y'all play hide and go seek while I run out." He had to go down to the light company. And he found some woman there who looked like she was an older lady, went to her counter and said, "Ma'am, I'm building a business. I've got a check coming in from a client. It's going to be a couple weeks, but my lights got cut off. And he was sincere with tears in his eyes. He got 3 little girls at home. And the lady looked at him and said, you know, I believe what you're saying. She hit something on the computer and said, I just gave you 2 extra weeks. Good luck. God bless you. And he went back home and the lights were on. And the check came in a few days later and he was able to pay his bills. But he said, I've struggled to build this business. And it's because of that struggle that I'm here today. And I say that to say the first guy, to this day, I don't remember his name. But the second guy was Dr. Dennis Kimbrough, who is gone on to become a friend and a mentor, who impacted me because he was authentic. And folks, we all got struggles. But when we are able to be around people and be authentic and say, here's where we're struggling, and we help each other, that's why we have greater success. This is a great list of effects. So you got the influence effect, the multiplier effect, the accountability effect, the authenticity effect, and then you got the purpose effect. Oh, I like that. Go to work, Pat. Tell me about that one. Tell me about it.
The right people reveal your richest source of power.
Say that again.
What that means is the right people help you reveal your richest source of power. And
Wow.
what that means is everybody has superpower. Everybody has genius within them. But a lot of people focus on what they're not good at, right? And what they're mediocre at and try to make it better. But if you get around the right people, they will teach you to say, hey, don't worry about that, Willie. Focus on where your brilliance lies.
Yes.
And once you realize that and you begin to focus it, everything changes. You have more abundance in everything when you start focusing on in your genius zone. So don't focus on your kryptonite. Focus, because you're going to look towards the kryptonite.
Yep.
Focus on your superpower.
Wow.
And that's what the right people say, you know what, you're really good at that, Willie. You should keep that up. Or you know what, Willie? That's what you need to keep doing is keep doing that, keep hitting that, double down on that, triple down on that. Forget about everything else.
Wow. I love that concept that you find your purpose, your genius. Everybody got some genius. It's not if you are smart. It's how are you smart? And once you figure out how you are smart and your gift, then you focus on it. You put all you have into that. In fact, I'll go back to Dr. Dennis Kimbrough. Perfect. I didn't realize, but this is a great analogy. Dr. Dennis Kimbrough said, find your area of advantage, which is that thing where you and use that advantage to create a disadvantage in the business world, because
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
You've got the advantage. I mean, think about it. He said, if Shaq, 7 foot tall, 350 pounds, decided to be a jockey, he wouldn't do very well. but he decided to play basketball and became a multimillionaire and use his personality to do commercials. You find your gift. All right, then you got the influence effect. You've got the multiplier effect. You got the accountability effect. You got the authenticity effect. You've got the purpose effect. The right people reveal your richest source of power. And we've got one more effect, but I'm going to make y'all wait to the next segment for that, because, see, we got a break coming up, and I want to make sure you don't fall off, that if you have to jump off, you'll come back and listen again. You'll get this back again, but you also will tell Lottie, Dottie, and everybody that they need to go get the Tribe of Millionaires. You'll tell them, you got to hear this interview. You got to go get it. You got to get the podcast. You got to find a way to listen to this, because it is awesome. And you can actually get the book free if you go to tribeofmillionaires.com. There will be your marketing tool who will tell everybody. So we're going to take a quick break for a few of the commercials that are necessary to keep this show going. We want you to come back and get the rest of this interview. There are some things here that we haven't even started to talk about, as well as how you can change your thinking to change your future and to change your finances. So this is Dr. Willie Jolley of the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways Show, and for sure, your best is yet to come. We'll be right back.
Friendship is not about being convenient. It's about being committed and consistent. You can call on me when you need me. Call me. You can call on me. Call me. You can call on me. Pick up the phone. You can call and call me.
Hi, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and people often ask, how did I go from a broke, busted nightclub singer to become a best-selling author and to be voted one of the outstanding 5 speakers in the world by the 175,000 members of Toastmasters International? The answer is that I decided to invest and change my thinking, invest in my mindset, and decided to change my inputs because inputs determine outputs. I heard about a seminar years ago when I was just getting started. I was making about $100 a speech. And I heard this seminar that was creating millionaires, and it cost $10,000, but the guy was getting results. I didn't have that kind of money, but I decided to borrow it because I learned that there's a price for success, the price of college, the price of going to school, the price of education. And there's a price for success, and then there's a cost for not paying the price, the cost of staying the same. And that cost is greater than the price. It's too expensive. And so I went, and it changed my life. And I came back and quickly made $100,000. I heard a similar story from Dr. Dave Martin, how he went to a success rally, heard a speaker who inspired him. He and his friends said, wow, that's changed my life. The speaker had a package of materials to help build wealth. The package cost $1,500. And that was all the money Dr. Dave had to his name. Dr. Dave's friend asked, do you think this stuff is worth it? Dr. Dave thought for a moment. He said, I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. But I do know that I'm worth it. I'm worth it. He invested that money in that package and used the materials to grow his thinking. He grew his mindset. He shared how that $1,500 investment has gone on to generate millions in revenues. He's a multimillionaire. And he has homes now in Arizona and Florida. I want to say to you, it's time to invest in you. I want to give you some materials that will help you, grow your mindset, grow your future, grow your finances. Go to wjspeaks.com/billionaire. wjspeaks.com/billionaire to get some materials that will inspire your success and will help you find that there's a price for success, but there's a cost for not paying the price. And the cost is always greater than the price. Go to wjspeaks.com/billionaire and get the bag, the box, or any of the materials there and keep growing your wealth. And remember, as a man thinketh, so as he is, and your best is yet to come.
Gonna take it to the top. Motivated, highly motivated. Motivated, I'm never gonna stop. I had a job I really hated. It made me sick, but it got me motivated. I knew that this was not where I was meant to be. I didn't want to stay, but I was too afraid to leave. Then one day I got my check. There was almost nothing there. I went to the boss. He laughed and said he didn't care. My kids were at home hungry. I was about to lose my home. That's when I decided I had to make it on my own. Said,
And we're back. Dr. Willie Jolley, my special guest, Pat Hiban. He's been on this show before, some years ago. We did an event together at a Realtors conference, and he was outstanding. He was outstanding. He's dynamic. He's funny. He's perky. He's full of energy, and I was just taking notes. I said, this guy is dynamite. And I got his book, The 6 Steps to 7 Figures, and it was awesome. And I had to have him over here on this show. And then he and I stayed connected, and now he has a new book called The Tribe of Millionaires. Before we go any further, Pat, if somebody wants to get more information about you directly, as well as get that first book, where should they go?
Willie, they could go and get it. First of all, they can get Tribe of Millionaires for free if they just go to tribeofmillionaires.com. That's tribeofmillionaires.com. They get it for free, pay $7 for the shipping, or, of course, you can get it on Amazon.
It's available on Amazon as well, okay?
I actually have 6 Steps book, 6 Steps to 7 Figures on a free website as well. I just remembered it's called free6stepsbook.com. That's free, SIX, stepsbook.com. Or you can get both books on Amazon if you like the audio version or you like the Kindle version.
Awesome. That's great. Well, look here. So we've been talking about his new book, The Tribe of Millionaires, a book about a young man and his father who became estranged, and they didn't talk. He thought his dad was a deadbeat, but in the 20 years that they were estranged, his dad changed. Something happened, and his fat dad, at his death, had pallbearers that were billionaires and multimillionaires, and the son was there. They came to him and said, your dad left an estate for you, and this estate is something you would want to have access to. But your dad said, before we can give it to you, we got to take you and teach you. And they said, you have to go, if you want this, we could take you away for a week to an island. We'll fly you there, and we'll teach you some things. And they taught him some lessons. The first one is the influence effect. Your destiny is shaped by those around you. Second is the multiplier effect. The right group of people compounds your efforts. The third one is the accountability effect. Responsibility to others is the world's most powerful force. The fourth one is the authenticity effect. You find your true self among those who you trust. The fifth one is the purpose effect. The right people reveal your richest source of power. And then there's a sixth one, the connection effect. What's that about?
The connection effect, yes. Basically, the connection effect is just your life is measured by the quality of your relationships, period.
Wow.
Like if you look back, if you're 85 or you're 105 and you're looking back on your life, the quality of that life, the circumstances that happened during your lifetime will be a direct result of the people you were in relationship with over that 100 years of life. And it's just a fact. It is a phenomena that exists when you start hanging around quality people. Your life automatically become one of quality.
Automatically.
Automatically. No, I can't explain the physics of it or exactly get into details, but just trust me, if you surround yourself with quality people, it will happen. Everything will get better. You can fix anything by starting to surround yourself with quality people.
Wow.
With people that are where you want to be.
Wow. And that's the truth.
Trust me.
That's the truth, folks. There's something amazing. It's like gravity. Okay, gravity, we don't always understand why. If you throw something up, it always comes down, but it always does. The same is if you hang around, you surround yourself with quality people, things start to happen in your favor. They start to happen for your direction. So I'm encouraging you to hang around positive, upbeat, positive people who talk about ideas, not just things, not just people, but ideas, because your thinking expands, your resources expand, and opportunities. And just like he said in Think and Grow Rich, which I've given to y'all, if you go to wjspeaks.com/gift, you will realize that 1 + 1 = 3 because of the mastermind impact. Now, this book's subtitle is called "What If One Question Could Change Everything?" What does that mean, Pat?
Yeah, that's a great thought, right? What if one question could change everything? And that question is, am I surrounding myself with the right people? Right?
Uh-huh.
What if one question could change everything? Like, what if you did one single thing? What one single thing could you do in your life, or a listener here could do in their life, that would change everything? And the answer to that is simple, right? It's a rhetorical question. It's basically put yourself in a position where you're surrounded by different people, better people, right?
Yep.
If it's not working, it's because your circumstances created by those around you. So take yourself and put you in people who have better circumstances than you, and you will inherently have circumstances like them, right? It would change everything, not just one thing, but everything, right? Because let's just take money for an example. If you surround yourself with richer people, right, you will automatically begin to think more with ingenuity, more assertive, more entrepreneurial. You'll think more about saving money. You'll think more about investing money just because those people are talking about that, and you'll be like, wow, I'm missing a boat. I need to get in on that too.
Yep.
It's just natural. And then when you get more money, then you'll be like, well, I got a good thing going. Maybe I can afford to get a marriage counselor now and then have a better marriage.
Yeah.
Maybe I could, expand my mind here or read more books because I can afford more books now. Or take my kids to Disney World, which creates a bonding, better family. So it's like it not just changes one thing, it changes everything.
Wow, this is so profound. Folks, it changes everything. My friend Dr. Dave Martin was on this show not long ago. He said there are 3 ways to get to bigger, greater lives. There are mentors, there are mistakes, and then there's money. Money will give you resources to buy books, will give you resources to get around different people, to get you resources to get advisors and consultants, get you resources to be around bigger thinkers. And that has an impact. That's why I like talking to a Pat Hiban, because he's a bigger thinker. He built a massive real estate company. He built a entrepreneurial enterprise. He did it starting from ground zero, but he did it, and now he teaches others that they can do it too. Pat, in his last minute, tell people any last thoughts about what they should do to live their dreams.
You are better than your circumstance. You know that, and you there's no reason why anybody listening to this shouldn't want to improve themselves. And once you improve yourselves, you improve your circumstance. And the one way to improve yourself that works, as Willie and I both know, is to surround yourself with better people. So I encourage you to go to tribeofmillionaires.com and pick up the book for free. Reach out to me. I'm really easy to find, Willie. Just type my name. Luckily, there's only so many Hibans, Hibans in the world. And you put a Pat in front of it, I'm the only one. So just find me and reach out to me and tell me, hey, I enjoyed the book and I enjoyed your interview with Willie, and I'd love to be in touch with you.
I love it. Thank you, Pat. Folks, I want to thank Pat Hiban. I want to thank you. Go to tribeofmillionaires.com and get the free book. It will bless you, and then you can see why he is and what he has done and how he has done it and how you can do it too. Now, I want to thank jollygoodnews.org. I want to encourage you all to go to jollygoodnews.org so we can help you to win more in your personal and professional endeavors through faith-driven achievement principles. And you can be part of our community as we put books in prisons, as we put videos in schools, that we stop this pipeline to prisons by changing the thinking of both those in those places, as well as principles to help you in your marriages, in your relationships, and in your life. So go to jollygoodnews.org. And last but not least, I want to thank you for sharing this with everybody. Everybody you've been sharing this message all over the world, passing it on. Send this message, send this link, send this podcast, send this time it airs to everybody, because we want to change the world with positive thinking that makes a difference and positive action that changes the world. This is Dr. Willie Jolley. For sure, I want you to know your best is yet to come. Have a great day.
Are you tired of crying and complaining? Tired of feeling like life don't treat you fair? Do you see so many others moving on while you're steady going nowhere? Have you maybe come to the conclusion that there's nothing at all that you can do? Well, just look in any mirror and you'll see who is really truly stopping you. My, it's up to every one of us to take charge of our life and to make it what we want. If you think that it takes too much time, think again, 'cause I'm telling you it don't. The fact is,
Well, I hope you enjoyed this podcast episode, and I hope you got something of great value. And I hope that you were inspired, you were motivated, you were empowered, and you were encouraged to live your best life. I hope this information and this inspiration will help you to do more, be more, and to achieve more. That's the goal why I started this program, and I hope it helped you in a mighty way. Now, I ask you to make sure and that you take full advantage of all the resources that came through this program. I hope you go to wjspeaks.com/gift and get some of the free resources that we have there for you. I hope you go to wjspeaks.com/shop to get some of the books that we have created, that we've labored over to make sure that they will deliver a powerful message to you. I hope you go to williejolly.com/billionaire, williejolly.com/billionaire, or wjspeaks.com/billionaire to get the box that it will inspire your whole family, or get the bag of books. Make this a great day, a great week, a great month. And remember, it is true that you are blessed and all things are possible for them that believe. So make the most of the belief that you have now in your future. This is Dr. Willie Jolley. Have a great day.
This podcast is a part of the C-Suite Radio Network. For more top business podcasts, visit c-suiteradio.com.